apologize. I was wrong.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Welcome again to another thrilling episode of the Senate podcast, where I am your host, Neil Hoyt, and he is also your host, Derek Marshall. Derek, how are you doing, my brother?
I am well. I am well. What's going on with you, man?
Boy, I'm in a good spirit. I would just like to let everybody know, take care of your mental health by all any means necessary. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Um, as usual, what we do, you would have heard some music as we prepared for the live stream, and that was my boy Derek Marshall and his group. You know what we do. You know how we get down.
Yes, sir. G Syndicate. You can find us on all social media platforms at G Syndicate 6. And that's gsyndicate6.com and G Syndicate 6 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Anything else is a little outside of my purview because I am not particularly technologically savvy, so you will have to check Mark about that. Mark is our second tenor. You also got Brett, he's our drummer and baritone. Keomal, first tenor. Baden, second tenor. And of course, Antonio on the bass, yours truly, first tenor. Those are the guys that make up G Syndicate. And you can, tune in, check us out. You can get all your social media stuff, all the pictures, all the links, all that stuff. Check it out, man. We got some good music over there, some good content. Of course, COVID, got a little things a little curtailed. We released the music video for Woman on Sunday, Easter Sunday. We wanted to get it out a little earlier, but, COVID, so everything was pushed back a little bit. But, Mark also, he directed it, shot it, edited it himself. People are giving it some pretty good reviews. So cheers to Mark, big ups. That's good stuff. And I am forever thankful about that. I'm grateful for that. So thank you, Mark. Big shout out. Hopefully we'll be getting together soon to bring some live music to everybody. Hopefully. Fingers, toes, eyes crossed, arms crossed, legs crossed. But yeah, that's the state of affairs right now. How are things your side? What's going on with you?
Well, first, let me just, if you could tilt back your laptop a bit because it cannot off the top of your head. I want the people to see you. Right. Let the people see the full
Baldness.
sexiness of the ball. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I am fine. Just basically doing what I can with everything that's going on. Trying my best to, get the career in a place where I feel comfortable. Working on my health. Just right now, living life, brother. I feel really good. I've not felt this good in a long time.
Good.
Anyhow,
Happy to hear that.
right. So
Yeah, man.
I don't know
Shout out to
what.
all the crew in the house
Yes,
tonight.
yes. We got
Let's
some people
see.
in there. I don't know why the chat not coming up.
Yeah, but I see we
Um,
got 12 so far tonight. Shout out to everybody in the house.
mm,
This should be an interesting topic. So
yeah. Let me.
big ups to everybody
Right.
that's here. Shout out to the people who are
So
here for the first time. Yeah, of course, like the page, follow us on YouTube, follow us here on Facebook as well. We don't mind, we don't bite unless you ask us to. So follow us and share the page with your friends and stuff like that. We invite the discussion, we invite the engagement and the participation. So definitely like, subscribe, follow all those things, right? Yeah, man.
yeah, man. So Derek, what we can do here, as I try to figure out why the chat isn't coming up, I will work on that. But you know what we do every Monday? Derek posts something on his personal Facebook page to drum up some conversation to highlight a particular issue with regarding men and the man or woman life. And we normally chime in based on how we see it and what was said throughout that post. So Derek, well, you do your thing and you introduce the topic and let everybody know what we're talking about this week. I can be behind the scenes trying to work out this chat.
No problem, my brother. No problem. So this week's topic, folks, is dating your friend's ex in or out of bounds. Explain for 25 marks, right? his Did He Your Friend's ex in our Out of Bounds. Now, we saw the situation where B2K band member Lil Fizz began dating slash sexing his bandmate Omarion's ex-girlfriend and mother of his children, April Jones, right? And we like to use these scenarios with the celebrities because the spotlight is on them. The evidence is out there for everybody to see. And it's just for us to kind of like muddle through the ish and find out exactly what's going on and making sure that everything we can draw a reference to and that kind of thing, right? So that may be on one extreme, the extreme end of the topic, but we're going to tackle it here tonight in the Senate. So just a little bit of background on that particular story. April Jones has two children for Omarion. She went through a little period where she was complaining that Omarion was not providing enough money in terms of child support or whatever. Apparently, Omarion was being slick and giving her child support money only when the children were with her, right? Which is a little gangster to me. But hey, if it works for him, work it. You know what I mean? But anyhow, so to really bring it together in the last 2 years, they had the Millennium Concert, Millennium Tour in 2019. And apparently she and Lil Fizz, they began to kind of strike up a bit of a relationship. This is, of course, after, well, let me not say of course, because, you know, yeah. She and Omarion, their relationship had ended. Omarion decided, yeah, let's call it quits or whatever. Cool. And then she apparently sought out a relationship with Lil Fizz, and he was like, hey, I down for it or whatever. And this relationship started during the Millennium Tour of 2019. It was B2K was the headliners. We had Soulja Boy, Pretty Ricky, and a lot of different R&B and hip hop acts from the early 2000s, right? Those of you who aren't unaware of what we're talking about, you're either a little too old or a little too young, right? Anyhow, this relationship began in 2019. And everybody was like, what's going on? Because for some reason, it just didn't sit down well with the general public that, you know, the two of them are bandmates. You're on the road touring and stuff like that. You're supposed to be friends on some kind of level. And you come and you essentially do this to your boy, right? They had the whole Love and Hip Hop thing going on. She was on Love and Hip Hop with Lil Fizz. And for me, well, let me not put my own judgment in it, but when he was asked about the situation, Lil Fizz said, hey, there's no relationship between me and Omarion. We are essentially just workmates, but we are not friends. Right? He then sent a tweet kind of poking the bear a little bit, saying that he was on the phone with your baby mama and that kind of stuff. It started to get a little petty. I threw it all to Omarion. Omarion, to Omarion's credit, I said, you know, it's cool. Like, I'm good. I'm not into that kind of stuff. There are two people. Let them do the thing. And the other guys in B2K, they made their feelings known. They said, hey, look, they told Lil Fizz, yeah, this could potentially impact our paper. Because it's just a code, I guess, between guys. You know, bros before, you know, and the 304s. So it just didn't sit well with the other guys in the group, and they told Lil Fizz about it. Lil Fizz was like, hey, I ain't doing my thing. I guess because bro is a good looking chick. No, he was in it, so he was cool. But then came the reckoning. Omarion came for the win and took up all the Infinity Stones, right? Omarion put up a tweet asking everybody if they'd be ready for Millennium Tour 2020. Apparently, he had something to do with the promotion, etc. Then he released the artwork and stuff for the photo, and he dropped B2K for the Millennium Tour of 2020. He had brought back all the other acts from 2019 except B2K, and he headlined the tour, him and Bow Wow. He, as a solo artist, cut out the other three guys from B2K sure you save yourself some money. But the hard part about this, right? The savageness about this part, the savagery about this nigga is that he released this artwork, announced this tour, and announced that hey, B2K is not going to be on this tour, which means B2K is not getting the payday, right? He announced this thing on Lil Fizz's birthday. That
He announced it
is
was his birthday.
on Lil Fizz's birthday. It is the epitome of an icebox where your heart used to be, right?
Heck, he can't done.
Yeah, yeah. Omarion went to Captain Petty. He decided, hey, I ain't got nothing wrong with Rasby and J Bug, but Peter pay for Paul, Paul pay for all, so
I said, not you.
not you. I give you my money. Not gonna work with me. So that was how that whole thing ended up. She and April and Lil Fizz broke up, and apparently she on to Dr. Dre now. Poor Dr. Dre. Last woman nearly, but not nearly, she put in hospital, nearly killed him. Now we on
This pig.
to April Jones, who apparently is not just for the streets, but for the intergalactic superhighway. Yeah, she's past the streets. So yeah, we are wondering how is it in or out of bounds for you guys to date a friend's ex? A lot of people weighed in. A lot of people said, hell no, can't work. We ain't doing it. Some people have actually done it before. Somebody shared a story with me that they actually did it, and they did it because they didn't realize, you know. And then it started to get a little sour. People start speaking to one another, and a lot of physical threats and stuff like that. But the overriding thing that we really need to consider is you got to define a friend. You know what I mean? I think you got to start there. What was the closeness of the friendship? Because if it's just somebody you pass on the street, you got a passing acquaintance with, they think that's very different from somebody that you roll in with, somebody you call you homeboy, somebody you figure dump for you like 4 flat tires. I mean, shoot, in that B2K situation, those guys would have been in close proximity for extended periods. I mean, they tour together, they're on the road together, they're sharing the same transport. If you're going wherever, you're on a plane together, you're on stage together, and then you decide, hey, you know your girl, but she's looking kind of good, and they can roll with it, you know. Something a little wrong with that for me, you know, but that's just me. But definitely, I would like to hear from not only you, but from the other guys in the chat. Let me hear what we're working with.
All right. Well, first things first, let me shout out some people that are, I got the chat working. So, good night to Dwayne. He says good night to us. Yeah, Dion says big ups tomorrow on the video. Shout out Ramel, what's going on? Hey, Christopher Price, what's going on, brother? Hope everything is well with you and yours. Great to see you too. Dion responding to Christopher Price. And everybody talking about Chris. Steve, good night. Andrea Springer. Oh, Lord, good night, brother. Chad Goring, if it were a serious GF, nah, but a flam, sure, why not? There, exactly, depends on how close the friend is. Jennifer Young, good night. Jennifer Young, I have not seen or heard you for a while. I hope you and yours are well as well. Good night to Blair. My opinion is, it all depends. Now, when I was, Tonya Seeley, good night, how you doing? When I was a younger man, it was hell
Long
no.
time
It was,
ago in Bethlehem.
don't do that, boy. You're behind me for your behind me here. Don't do that. But make a good night. For me, when I was in my 20s, it was like no, you just you can't do it, right? When I got in my 30s, I actually had a situation where I was talking to a significant partner to a very close friend of mine. And that didn't last too long because, and when I say not too long, shoot, weeks, weeks. Because in the end, it was like, yeah, this ain't cricket, this ain't on, right? And now that I am at the age of 40, 41, I would say, it depends. It depends. No, we were talking off camera. You have a daughter. If you and the mother of your child are no longer together, and if it were a situation where she came along or I had an interest in her, would I act upon it? That would be a hell no, because she is the mother. Y'all got a daughter together. Likewise, I have a son with someone. I would not expect anyone to, that's close to me.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of messed up. Um, and it's funny because I actually had a conversation with a close friend of mine, very close friend of mine, and he was telling me about his ex. His ex is a mutual friend of ours, right? And he was saying, she had always found you attractive or whatever, and y'all have a friendship. If she were to date you or whatever, I would allow you to date. Like, I'd be cool with it, and I'd be like, all right, just I understand. I love you too, brother, but yeah. He said, no, 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 and but y'all live together though. Like, you might say, yeah, but that's cool. And it really does depend on the relationship, right? If you, as the guys were saying in the chat, if you had a flam, for those don't know, if you're watching this and don't know what's a flam,
You're too
um,
young. I can't really last time I hear that word, a flam.
yeah, a flam basically is just somebody having a good time with, kicking it, just hanging out. Um, Then we talk about somebody you were married with, somebody that you were heavily committed with, in love with, have children with, someone that made you cry, break your heart. If you went through the gamut of emotions with this person, um, to me, yeah, that's very out of bounds. No, do I have a problem with a friend of mine dating an ex of mine? No, because their exes were, shoot, they even got exes that I was in love with that I knew within myself that was it, right? So if you came to me and told me, man, look, I was talking to this girl, she looked good and thing, and she gave me some forward, but she tell me that you and her, dated. And depending on who it is, I'd be like, do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? And people just come with the angle. If me and this girl get married, how you will feel, you will come to the wedding, shoot, I'd tell you rice. I would officiate the wedding. But again, and that's the thing, right? Because I even told a friend of mine what we were going to talk about today. She would say, "So if a buddy of yours were to come and say he wanted to date one of your exes, you would let him go along?" I said, "Depending on who it was." She said, "Yeah, right. You want thing?" I said, "Yeah." Furthermore, I would tell him, "Yo, so this is what to watch out for, and this is what I will give you a cheat sheet, B. I will give you a cheat sheet with him and say, don't make sense getting in there blood. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, and it comes back to something we always talk about on the show pretty regularly, it's actually a phrase you coined. We ain't discovering nothing new. And on top of that, Barbados is a very, very, very small community. As we get older, you start to realize,
You're running out of people to date.
yeah, yeah. If you sit down, men and women, if you sit down in a crew of your friends and you all go through some lists, you all gonna realize that a lot is
You
like a Venn
cross
diagram.
referencing.
You got a lot of gray area in the middle. So yeah, man, is one of them things where it's not so kind of dry. It would depend. Um, what are your thoughts on it, Derek? Well, I mean, you spoke about it a bit briefly. In the case of Omarion and Lil Fizz, that is a level of savagery I
Yeah.
I can't really get down with, and particularly for the woman involved. Like, how use, and that's another thing too, right? Like, how do you like, if there's a girl I have dated before, right? I mean, this woman had a significant relationship, and I see her friend, me and the friend butt up, and I know two of them tight, two of them close. I wouldn't feel good interjecting myself in that, if you understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, I would not
Yeah.
feel good knowing that well, shoot. You know what we remember the other day when we had we had And we actually had a conversation. We remember something back in the day there, and I also had our little Omarion
Yeah.
Lil Fizz thing. Lil
Yeah,
Fizz thing.
yeah.
But,
But
but back then,
that was what?
geez,
Nearly 30
that
years
was
ago.
that was nearly 30 years
It's
ago.
been a while. It's been a
I
while.
had a girl. No, at the age of 12, you got a girlfriend. You ain't got a girlfriend. You got a girlfriend,
Girlfriend.
right?
Yeah.
Somebody that you hold houses and feel good with. No, I had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend started late. Derek started late. The girlfriend, and well, there was a bit of tension in the classroom for a minute. No, I want to paint the picture. Derek and I have always been close, right? We've always been very close friends. So it was kind of awkward. But at the end, at the time for me, it was like, yeah, if so I don't want to go out and do a thing, because to me, I didn't want to be at odds with somebody that's close to me. So
Yep.
do you do, right? And that was 30 years ago. We both now look back at that situation and kind of chuckle because, yeah,
We moved on. We moved on.
people have
To say the
changed.
least. We've changed,
It's
right?
just, let's
Um,
just say that the bullets were dodged.
yeah. Yeah. Praise Jah.
Uh,
For me, I see somebody in the chat saying, "How do you define friend?" And we got to talk about the proximity.
mhm.
You and I, we've been close for years. You got people in this chat right now that we've been close for years. And when I say close, I mean people that I have broken bread with. You discuss things on a certain level, you share with, and stuff like that. Yes, ladies, men do share with each other. We do talk, think about things other than sex and
I
sports,
know exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
right?
Yep.
We do. So, yeah, all right, Dion, you hold it down in the chat.
You know what
Um,
she come gossip. We
right,
let her go.
right, let her go. Good. So,
Uh,
uh, you and I knew we've been close for, as you say, for 30 years almost now, right? September will be 30 years that we've known each other and been friends. Um, so automatically for me, and I guess this might be just my code. I don't know how the guys in the chat feel about it, but for me, any person, Chris Boyce, it kind of works the same way as well, because he and I have been friends from even longer than you and I have been friends. You know what I mean? Um, Immediately, anybody that they've been talking to, it becomes that person or becomes a sister almost. You know what I mean? So they can look stunning, but there's always going to be this filter because I know, especially if I know the connection between you and the person, if I know that you and the person have been particularly close, you know what I mean? It's certain, I'd be like, oh, it just
yeah,
won't sit right.
it
It
worth the
just won't
squeeze.
sit. Yeah, the juice ain't worth the squeeze because it could potentially mess up a relationship that is 5, 10, 15 years, 20, 30 years deep
Mhm.
because they're trying to get some ass. You know what I mean? And it it just ain't worth the squeeze. So sometimes, and that was my thing with the whole Lil Fizz situation because it's like, dude, they got a million women in the earth, on Earth, a
And he
million.
is and he is
You're a
famous,
famous
so
dude. You
it ain't
got
like his heart.
money, so you got access to these women. You
Yep.
got access to these women. I remember years ago, I saw Carl Thomas came here for a show. Shout out my guy Huck
I was
in the
just about
chat.
to say shout out.
I'm emotional and I can't let it go. Yeah, but Carl Thomas came here for a show, and it was around the time of UB Carnival, and he was actually on Hall. He was on a truck on Hall, and if you saw women like just freaking out because Carl Thomas was there, he wasn't performing. He was just on the truck.
He was just there. I remember that.
Yeah, and women just freaking out because he was Carl Thomas. You know what I mean? So Lil Fizz, yeah, we get that you're as talented as Omarion. We get it. You're essentially like a glorified backup dancer. But you know, you still got money, you're young, you got abs, you got access to these women. Why on earth would you figure that it is necessary for you to pick up with your partner, your bandmate's ex? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Something,
And then yeah, and that's messing with money, as you said.
and it messing with money. I think Ray mentioned that as well. Yeah, you messing with the money, and that's my thing to you guys. Let me talk to the men straight. Do not let ass impact your money. Don't. Doesn't do it.
Not worth it.
Yeah,
Definitely not worth
I
it.
get that we are 166 square miles. I get it. I get that as you get older, when you cut out the people that you've dated before, the people who are unqualified or disqualified because they're either too young, too old, they're in between. But some people got some issues that you just don't want to deal with, whether those issues be emotionally, physically, mentally, any otherly, those issues that you just don't want to deal with. When you cut those out, it kind of shrinks your dating pool. I get it. I get it. But as a man, be on your purpose. Stay on your purpose. I talk about
Amen.
purpose every week. Stay on your purpose as a man. You will, and I said it before, let me say it again. You will never lose money. You will always lose money chasing women. You will never lose women chasing money. Now this dude, he let the woman mess with his money. And here's the thing: Omarion could still go and perform as a solo act.
And
He
don't
can.
it. You
He can.
cannot. You think he tried? He didn't try to have a solo career
Yeah, and
at
it,
some point, and it didn't
it
work out.
and appropriately it fizzled out. But that shit.
Ah!
Uh,
oh,
yeah.
oh,
So
balance.
stay on your purpose. Stay on your purpose. We talk about purpose here in the Senate every week. Men, stay on your purpose. Yeah. Chase your goals, chase your dreams, chase your money.
Yes, women.
The women will come. Yeah. Stop letting these women live rent free in your head.
Hey,
Let
yeah.
me repeat that. Stop letting these women live rent free in your head. Right?
Uh,
So for me, certain things that kind of let go because, as I said all the time, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Just before we came on, I got a message in WhatsApp. I sent it to you. This guy, he he
whew.
decided to delete himself because two of his co-workers decided that they wanted to, deal with his wife. You know what I mean? And they dealt with her in like the worst way.
My
She
God.
was she was she was a willing participant, right?
Very little
And
participant.
yeah, and this dude decided, yeah, I can just delete myself because for whatever reason, we man, we like to get a little melodramatic sometimes. We say, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you, and I want to live without you, and all that kind of things. And this dude decided, but yeah, that was it for him. And I'm certain that those two guys that work with him, they may not have been friends, but it close. It's still close enough because they work together. You know what
They're
I mean?
co-workers. They're co-workers.
Co-workers,
And that's
and
that's the thing. That's a wife.
yeah. Um,
Wife.
we understand that April, she and Omarion weren't married. We know that April, of the intergalactic superhighway, but at least she wasn't married. This chick was married, and she had not one but two dudes,
Yeah, that's the
giving
thing.
me the viscosity um, to two of them at the same time. And the husband just decided,
Because it's one thing. It is one thing if you because it was fun and everything like that, right? But what I'm saying, it is one thing to have a wife or whatever sleep with another man. You see that video, and it is one of these videos that look very passionate. It looks very, and you could say, all right, I get horn, but you could more deal with that than what I saw in the horn be. That man
yeah,
had their way with his wife, and I
yeah,
think that is that my man decided to, as you
yeah.
said, delete himself.
And here's the thing: I'm certain those two dudes, right, when they were doing it, they never thought in their wildest dreams that they would be in part responsible for that guy deleting himself. They probably never thought that, right? And I'm sure they took some small measure of pride, small measure of pride. They say, yeah, look at how we got his wife. You know what I mean? And that dude can handle it. So you gotta really be careful how you decide to get into situations like these. If it's that close, where it's like co-workers, close friends and stuff like that, I think you gotta start deciding, something out of bounds here. And if it's something that legit and above board, you had a discussion with your partner. Yeah, I talking to X. We picking out a little vibe. I know y'all used to date. How would you feel about getting man a
Patient,
heads
yeah.
up?
At
Getting man a
least.
heads up because the worst thing can happen is that my butt up, put it to you out somewhere, and then the situation just awkward because this guy didn't know, he was a little unprepared, or she didn't know, and she was a little unprepared to see her best friend walking with her ex man.
Yeah.
Those kind of situations could just get awkward and very uncomfortable. So I think you should kind of err on the side of caution, leave certain things alone, and see some people and like, yeah, it would be cool. You real nice, you real attractive, or whatever. But again, that abundance mindset for me, I think I could find somebody else. I think I could find somebody else because, again, I talk about it all the time, Jakes. If you raise your stock as a man, you raise your value as a man, you have way more options than, and you don't have to. You feel like you can. You just gotta take whatever's presented to you, however it's presented. Because apparently April pursued Lil Fizz a little bit in an effort to spite Omarion. You know what I mean? And Lil Fizz couldn't hold firm for whatever reason. I'm not going to cast any judgments or any aspersions on his character, but for whatever reason, he couldn't hold firm and he went along with it. You know what I mean? Ended up costing himself friendships and money.
Yep.
You know?
And what? Because the woman ain't even with you. Y'all didn't even have what? Y'all didn't
Yeah.
have
And
nothing to
she
show
too
for your
has
relationship.
moved on to the bigger, better deal. Hypergamy. We can talk about that another time. But anyhow, we in the chat.
Yeah. Uh,
What we got in the
I
chat,
even
Neil?
know where we going. Where we going? Where we going? We're going from. Let me go. Whoa. Oh, there's a lot. Okay. So let's start with okay. Yeah, let me start from Ray Brown. You really can't deal with your boy X without getting some sort of permission first, though. It showed up Ray what's going on. My man Kathleen, he responded to Ray, never just not right crazy. Good night, Natalia. Faithful, day one.
That's right.
Chad Goring, my age, sorry peeps. Ray is responding to Ray, as Ray would do. It kind of depends on circumstances. Jennifer is saying small. Catlin is fair enough. Blair, another day I want cheat sheet, my guy. That's right. Shoot, if you could date a woman, it makes sense you get anything blind. I can tell you how to have a good time. Um, Ricardo Atkins, my man Dwayne. Nowadays, guys don't seem to care. I heard one guy say sharing is caring, but as for me and my house, there is a code. It's not ideal, but sometimes rules are best when broken. I being real here. Personally, if one of my close friends asked for my blessing, he would get it. Again, it depends on the situation too, right? Because what they may have is love. It just depends on what the relationship is with my friend and what the relationship was with the ex. Um, Rare people just cross paths women ways. True, Nika. When I think of friend, I am not using that term, that word loosely. How do you define friend? No, I'm glad. I can circle back to you, Nika. I just want to read through the comments, but that is something that I want to talk about for sure. Ray, Lil Fizz, Johnny, he messed with the money filming. No, correct. Blair responding to Ray, yeah, agreed. That situation was a good look. The ultimate things malicious. I can't.
Yeah, it was just
We
slap.
want to know. We want to know. We want to know, huh? Nick, yeah, the two gypsy. Jennifer laughing. Marshall start aging us, bro. Yeah, boy, doing boy. And the thing is, you all and both of we. You all and me, but you all and me by a month, boy, doing. Let me see. Steve, funny you should mention family. Randy and Jermaine Jackson have kids. Yes, that are siblings slash cousins, cousin siblings, brother cousins. Yep, that's right.
So what now?
Yeah. The
Oh,
men,
I don't even
and
want to.
yeah, the men, they were having too much fun.
Really.
Shout out my man Carl Thomas and me, frig one of man, man. Yeah. Um, Yes, Jennifer, he's a glorified bucket dancer. Lil Fizz, I only know about Lil Fizz through this situation. So, and that's not a good look for an entertainer. Natalia, wonder who made the first move in that scenario. It does not matter whether the woman made the move or the man made the move. Fact is, discussion should have been had if you have felt it was love. If it was just you trying to get a piece of action, left it out. Ain't
Nah.
worth it. Blair, that one rough. He ain't wrong though. That's true. Black dancers. Dion, the telling another day one. The telling statement for me in that scenario is when he said we were workmates and not friends. Correct. It's highly unlikely that they weren't friends and the group stuck together this long. It feels like there was more there. Correct. I don't know how to put that. Okay, you know you don't play our brotherhood. You don't
Yeah.
play. We had
Yeah.
so,
That's bad
so
mind.
to justify
Exactly.
your poor decisions. So nah, I ain't done with that. Blair,
Justification,
back
man. Stuff, man.
yep, pour into yourself, Derek. Yeah, agreed. Blair responded to Dion. That one was sad. Dude, this Steve, another day one. Dude could have easily have deleted all three crime of passion open shut case.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a rough scene, boy. Yeah, sad. Exactly. Let your man know something going on that's real. Let your partner know what's going on. Let your ex know. Let your buddy know. Let just communicate if you feel that the bond is so strong that it's worth jeopardizing your friendship. Omari Burkett, thanks for joining us. We as adults got to be held accountable for our dirt because all of our actions have long-lasting consequences for people. Amen and amen. Steve, like Ray said, I find man code is to give a blessing, but girl code is this man right off. Uh, but no, I want to get back into. I want to circle back to something Nathan said, right? And I found it. I got to commend everybody that would have commented on Derek's Facebook page with the post on Monday. It was very insightful. It was obviously very cordial, but it was also I love where the discussion was going in terms of the definition of friend. Now, when I think of a friend, you can have acquaintances, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that I had acquaintances, men that I know, and an ex of theirs come along, and I mean, this man never come at me. This man never. But friend, what is a friend? A friend is someone. I mean, we could go up the line, right? But for me, what would be a friend would be somebody that you have shared with, that you have cried to, that knows you intimately, knows your situations intimately, that you communicate with and you have these discussions. Like I have a group of friends. I would say that when going get stuff, I can reach out to any one of them and I say, look, yo, it's kind of rough here, or everything good with you, partner, and we lean on each other, right? That to me is a friend. Um, yeah, that's what I would consider a friend. Somebody that you, man, come on, you host, man, break bread, man, drink drinks, man, saw you at your worst, saw you at your best, congratulate you on your efforts, and hold you to a high standard, holds you accountable, you hold them accountable. That's a friend. And if you want to get a little deeper in terms of the types of relationships we're talking about meaningful relationships where you have been in love with the person, you've cried over the person broke your heart, or you and the person were married, thinking about building a life together, have children. Those are the types of relationships I mean. I mean, relationships that really stood out in your mind. And we all, if you have friends, and the thing is, if you have friends, like the friends by the definition that I was talking about just now, you can know full well which women to that you could answer a question about, and they got some that you could just left out. They got I like something just came to my mind. A situation came to my mind where back in the day, well, not back in the day, a few years ago, um, I had a mutual. One of my boys. Um, I used to be going by him, laming with him, partying, all this more. My close friends, I know him for 25 years. He's a close friend of mine. And he was like, and one day, I was hanging out with him or whatever. I met this girl, and I was a mutual friend of ours, and it was like, yo, buddy, I meant to ask you, was the story here with this, sweet, sweet looking girl here? And the man tell, boy, to be honest, me and this girl, had a thing, right? It was a fling. It was nothing serious, but still. And I remember, the man said, yeah, man, we had a thing, we had a moment. Things went down, but it was nothing serious. So the man said, if you want, try your hand, try your hand. That's cool, no problem. Now, the woman and I, we got together, and early out in the juggling, we were getting really, really close, and we realized that this was not just a fling. This was something that we wanted to truly explore and build a life with. And one day she came to me and she was like fidgety, and she was like, "I got something to tell you, but I don't know how you can take it, and I think you can done with me and this and that." And that. Right? I was like, "Tell me what you got to tell me." And she told me, right? And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And she was like, "You know?" I said, "Yeah, I know. I mean, that's my boy. So if my boy, if I tell my boy, yo, I like this girl and I talk to this girl, because that's the thing we men do, I don't know if you all women do it, but we just always go every group chats. We just go to we boys and say XYZ ABC. Is this person known to the
Go on
court?
to court.
And if the man say,
Yeah.
boy, I in a group
So.
chat right there. I in a group chat, right? So I got the Senate group chat where I got my boys, and then I got some other long-standing friends in another group chat, right? And in that group chat, the man will put a name and say, "Yeah, man, such and such and such. You may get a picture, you may get an account. It says such and such and such. This person known." If you start to see them too, the emoji like, if you see that emojis, just move walk, buddy, move walk, left it out, left it out. So yeah, so I mean, I say all of that to say, I gave you all the story, the anecdote of me and this woman, because we ended up having a very significant relationship. Now, the reason why I said that's important is because that relationship was not that serious. No, had he and the woman had a committed relationship and were definitely in something, and it had gotten to a pass where they were together for years, and there was effort and there was struggles and strife and that kind of thing, then it would be like, can I do it? Can I do it?
Yeah.
But my man, and the thing is, I talked to my boy, man, still up. As I said, it wasn't serious. Yeah, if you want do a thing, do a thing. But I cool, right?
But
So,
here's the thing, Neil, because when you have somebody and they're particularly significant to you, um, you take them with you when you roll in. At least for me, that's me.
yep,
So
yep,
that person
yep.
is going to be within your social setting. That person is going to be there when they got the group line, the day, they sharing all the jokes with the rest of the men there. So imagine now fast forward a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, and then the person at the same line again, but across from you sitting down with somebody else. You know what I mean? That's just a little weird. Having said that, you touch on something pretty significant. What if it is a case where you and the person didn't work out, but your partner and your ex are a little bit more compatible, and it's a case where it's just a hit it and quit it, but they can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
find something pretty significant and substantial, even though it was you and that person had a significant relationship. Could it be a possibility that your main man and your ex could have something significant as well that even surpasses what you
What?
would have had with that person? If that's the case, then that your ex and your main man hit it off really well, and it going to a certain level. Should you be the person to be all but her and kind of like standing in the way, as Barry Salmon said, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, or should you be happy for somebody and willing to see that person essentially, come out in life? I know you got the best for two people, not just one, because you may a man get somebody that good to them.
Mm.
You would not have been with the person for that extended period of time if there wasn't something good about them. So that person that means something to you hooks up with somebody that means something to you. I
Mm.
know they're going forward together and doing something great together. I mean,
Mm.
excluding you, but going forward and doing something great nonetheless. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
should you be the person to let your feelings, your own jealousies, your own envy,
Insecurities.
insecurities, whatever, come in the way of somebody else's happiness? Are you going to be that petty person? Or are you going to be big enough to say, yeah, I cool with it, I good with it. Let them be happy. Let them just move on. Let them do their thing.
Let it
Don't
go.
bother me. You know. I'd love to hear it with the chat, the Senate chat. I
Yeah,
would say about
I
that.
can dive into the chat. I can dive into the chat, right? But I can just put it to you like this: any woman that the breakup put me in therapy, off limits. Any woman that I break up with, and there are many of them. Don't know make it seem like there's only like one or two, right? Well, two, but once anybody that had me saying, "Yo, I in shambles,"
But
enjoy yourself.
now that I think about it, though, Neil, you really have to look at the strength of the significance of the relationship itself. Um, yeah, this looks all real bad, but if I was to see a friend of mine going on with my ex-wife, you know, eh,
That's all right. As
it's
a
all
matter of
right.
fact, you might even easily my ear say, "Oh."
you know, having said that, his experience with mine, Steve said that on the
Cheap.
Facebook post. Two
Yep.
people could date
Yep.
the same person, but that doesn't mean they date the same person. You know
Back
what I mean?
on.
And that I found out to be the lane of Monday, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
should put on a shirt, Steve. But yeah, somebody because yeah, that was a long time ago, and for whatever reason, I find that I did not get the depth of the relationship within my marriage, ironically, that I would have gotten in relationships subsequent to that, right? I don't want to. Okay, let me stick a pay here to tell the people in the Senate chat. It does not mean that Samira is my ex-wife. So the people that know my ex-wife, they
And
don't
all
go and
right
tell
then,
my ex-wife that I say that she's
you get
basically
called.
that. And that's
You get a call tomorrow morning.
my phone
Howdy,
start
so
ringing
so.
here now or tomorrow morning. I say that I talking she name by the
Uh,
social media. That do not do that, right?
yeah.
It was nothing like that. Through no fault of hers. Well, let's just say, let my girl Natalia stay every week. One hand can't clap. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And there would have been stuff on either side. But there's some people that if a man of mine was to go and date them after me, I would feel away. I would feel away because I would feel like if I was betrayed on two fronts. By her, and more so by my guy, because I don't expect any loyalty for anybody that I've broken up with. You know what I mean? I don't expect any loyalty from them.
That could get yeah.
You know what I mean? But I certainly do expect some kind of loyalty for somebody that I call a brother, somebody that I roll with, that I done with four flat tires. You know what I mean?
That see you are you worse, and you see at
Yeah,
their worse.
I would certainly expect some kind of loyalty from them. So if that was something that would really to play out, I would definitely take issue with that. But yeah, let me take a little dive back in the chat here.
Yeah. There's a lot of activity going on, boy. A
Yeah, I
lot of activity.
realize. Let me just scroll up and come back
Uh,
down. Make sure that you're missing nothing. I think I missed some stuff. So let me just make a little dive back in.
right. I Dion, pour into yourself. Steve, KS, Ray, Omar. Right. Steve again. And Blair. Come down. Come down. Come down. Oh, okay. Yeah. Um. Right. So we are at Blair responding to Steve, where he says, "Nah, fam, I ain't deleting myself or compromising my freedoms for that. Cry bad
Agreed.
and galone. Hashtag cry bad and galone."
Below.
Uh, right. Like, for some women, I guess she's making mention to when he speaks about the man code. Tonya, yes, Neil, a close bond kind of friendship. Yep. If that's your definition of friend, then left out their exes. Correct. Correct. Tonya says it. Correct, Nika. Jennifer laughing. Group chats. Yeah, child boy. If you know me, trust me. You know, but up a girl, right? Get to your main. Everybody got a group chat with the main people.
Check the group chat.
Just ask a question. Yeah, man. This name known to the courts. And if you get the eyes, or you say left that. If you get a simple left that out.
Left it out.
Left it right out. Blair, the eye emoji means abort mission correct. The eyes. Jennifer, everybody laughing. Natalia laughing. Then you have to be mature. This Jennifer speaking about what they're.
Yeah, no, it got
Yeah. Then you
Steve
have to be mature enough to talk about being grown for. Go ahead.
might even get a child name after you, LOL. They can have it, LOL. Yeah, that would be a little savage. Chris, you're onto something there. It requires tremendous maturity for an individual to recognize that there is something special between your dude and your ex. Omar says there is all about the maturity of all parties because you know that many people don't have that way of thinking. So true. Nicholas McGeary.
No, brother.
Welcome. Happy to see you, my brother. Carry on. Welcome again. Always good to see you, carry on. Pettiness would suggest that you were not really friends to begin with. Friends are truly happy for each other no matter what. How to put the ego aside and value the significance of the friendship. Well, again, agreed. If she put me in therapy, left it out.
Blair, you know how we do.
Yeah. Blair, I agree there. I'm not going to get into it. My boy's happiness. Take the cheat sheet and roll. Seriously, no, I don't want to get in the way of someone's happiness, but I can't trust that person again. Gain a partner, lost a friend. Definitely. I would definitely feel our betrayal for sure. Natalia, Steve says something in your original post on Monday that started with me something to the effect of because you and your friend date the same person doesn't mean you date the same person. That is so on point. That is profound, Natalia. Profound.
I don't think Steve was another one of them.
Yeah, you know, best of Steve for 2021.
Hey, best of Steve. Love you, Steve boy.
Yeah, Blair, truth, I try to protect you for yourself. Steve, please explain for clarity. Michelle, Tanya agreed there. It's about the based on the definition of friend. This person knowing all my business, so to speak, and still date my ex. Can't trust them at all. We wish them well, but it feel like if you get a little inside scoop on the player, but you know, it's like
the cheat sheet.
Yeah, you get the cheat sheet, but even you didn't ask for the cheat sheet.
Indirectly got the cheat sheet through observation of my situation.
Exactly. So for me, it's like you pulling a Tai Lu here for me. Right? There's a basketball reference for all my basketball fans in the house, right? Tyronn Lue, he was the assistant head coach to David Blatt in Cleveland. LeBron raced out David Blatt out of Cleveland, and Ty Lue became the coach, right? Now, for me, if you fire the coach, get rid of the assistant too.
The whole coaching staff go.
Yeah, but it seems as if stick a pin. So you fast forward a couple years now, and Ty Lue is now in Los Angeles as the assistant head coach to Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers gets fired. Ty Lue gets the head coaching job. You know what I mean? So it seems like if players come in and complaining to Ty Lue, and he's saying, look, you know, so, and he kind of commiserating with the players and saying that he had coaches to get fired, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of situation that goes on here, as Nick is saying, because you get the cheat sheet, as we call it. You get the inside scoop. You didn't ask for it. You kind of like went and sneak. It's like going through your partner phone and seeing what's going on. And then you can make all the moves because you already know the players, you know what I mean? Natalia says that's right. Philip, welcome, Philip. Good to see you. Good night, man. Then next of your friends is just wrong. Simple. Yeah, Nicholas, hi to you too. Too late the PM, as Ricardo says, and cut it out.
Oh.
Yeah, all love, Neil says Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. But so we hear from everybody. I think the general consensus here is don't date your partner's ex, basically. But it's interesting because guys have the guy code, right? And I know women actually, from what I've heard, women are more sticklers for that code. Men, I find with men, as I say, if I came to you and I say, well, Derek, I know you dealt with or you were with XYZ. Can't you know? I feel it's something with this woman saying can happen. I mean, obviously, if I know that she wasn't like you, like wife or your daughter's mother or a woman that I know really broke you up or really put you in a dark space when you broke up or whatever, I wouldn't do that. But you know, if I ask you what going on with this thing here, then you know you would decide, yeah, the long man, it will make you happy or whatever. I find women from what I have heard that don't fly, boy. I I I think women would be like, yeah, you dated who? No, no. Women don't even
But
ask that question. It's a hard no. It's like if I went to, so I've dated someone, I've dated a girl, but then years later I come to date a friend that knew we dated or whatever. That girl, the friend, would hard no. Don't
nope.
stop. Don't even. You understand? I don't know if the women, if some women out there could corroborate. I know Nika, Tonya, Carrie. I know some people are kind of agreeing there, but yeah, I mean, is it something that y'all can find a level of maturity and talk about and say
Yeah.
like, you know, you
Is it the
know,
girl code? But also you gotta ask the question, Neil. Are women more inclined to like disregard the girl code and go forward, chasing their own happiness or whatever? Or are they more inclined to say, nah, that's my girl X, that's my girl man, whatever.
mm,
You right, she done like a fraction or whatever. I can't betray that trust. Or is it a case where it's like, yeah, he fine, got some money or whatever. Shoot, there's a top level man here. I going
yeah.
forward. I can sacrifice a friendship. You know what I mean? Um,
This,
Chris Rock again. You know, everybody that watching,
yeah,
yeah, know my love for Chris Rock. So I said, shoot, maybe don't keep friends. You change up girlfriends every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Can't hang with her. She thinks she cute, that kind of thing. So they no problem at all cutting off girlfriends, right? So it'd be like, yeah, let me get after what it is I want. So that's something I'd like to hear from the guys in the chat as well. Um, ladies, are the ladies more inclined to bracket a friendship? And sorry, as Nick so eloquently put it here not too long ago, gain a partner and lose a friend. Are the ladies more inclined to do that than the guys? That's something I'd really like to know um, from you all. So let me just check in the chat here again.
um,
Um, yes, my guy.
you know,
It's funny how LeBron race way black, but Rivers only get fired. Don't get it personal, guy. You know this. Don't take it personally. Nicholas, what if
oh, yeah.
someone dates their friend's ex and their friend in question is married with their own family and moves on? Yeah, I think I pointed that if you moved on and gone live, clearly you don't hold a candle for that person anymore. So it's like, yeah, do your thing. Jennifer is saying, hey, I've learned that everyone doesn't have that same thought process. Carrie Ann, somehow the cheat sheet is a lazy way of dating. Why we have to date your friend's ex at all? Yeah, that was my question. Some
Yeah.
women don't follow that code, says Nicholas. Nick still a no for a friend. Michelle, listen, a friend in the word goes, called me and told me she was dating my ex. I wished her my deepest condolences. I was just happy that it was out of that mess. Dion, I have a friend who likes a guy who liked me in the past who I never dated, and she came to me to ask if it was cool if they dated. That's a girl code I have with my friends. Unspoken rule. Mine could look like Idris or Shamar Moore. It's a no. All right, Nika, hold firm.
Real good, Nick. You so real good.
For real good, Nika, hold firm.
Until that
Let,
is this Elbar tomorrow morning in front of you saying, you gonna give me a chance or what?
the company deep bass boy, so you can
Yeah,
take
yeah.
you out sometime. Nicholas, yes, Derek, so we'll ignore that and move forward regardless of outcome. Jennifer is saying yes, they are. This is my personal code. Don't know if other guys got it. That's Fergie. Welcome, Fergie. Good to see you.
Yeah, we're gonna
Jennifer, I
first.
have my own code, so I AFM with him, period. All right.
This
Yeah.
seems like a very cut and dry case.
It looks that way. It looks that
Uh,
ways.
it, Oh.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Left with your friend's ex, man. Left with your friend ex. I really am curious if it is, really that kind of dry. Because again, it's real good to talk. Know that, everybody here and we all lucid and there are no particular feelings involved. We don't have a horse in race. So it's
It's
really
true.
easy to talk
That is
just like that within this kind of forum. But when it gets a little bit more personal, I would really love to know how it goes down. Nicholas is saying naked is a rock. Tanya, if you are my friend, you would know it is a no. I'm assuming this is Camille. I don't know, but Camille, welcome. So happy to have you. Females divulge a lot about their partners. So if it was serious relationship, we can build them up a lot into friends, increasing temptation, but left it out. Karma real. So,
Vivid.
so true. I once heard a phrase that said, karma is only a bitch if you are. So, you kind of put stuff out there, kind of circle back around to you, you know what I mean?
Naked is unmoved. Naked AK. If tomorrow more for one thing, naked, you can ever give it this try. Yeah.
they,
So
they,
naked
they go
is
they go hold it firm like Sizzler, man. It's unmoved,
uh,
unmoved. But yeah, guys, it is this is a bit more kind of dry than we thought, Neil.
yeah. This kind of straightforward. But I can tell you what though, Derek. Though, let me ask you a question though. Um, so I think this is more a thing where it is very low statistics, right? Like this is not something that happens regularly. I don't think that this will happen. I mean, it would have happened in Barbados a lot, but I don't think this is something that happens to the point where, like for example, with my group of friends, I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt, this ain't something that can come up because of how we have our systems and anything like that. So obviously, I mean, everybody is saying it's a hard no, but this is like the exception to the rule. This is our one in a million kind of. I got these kind of feelings for my buddy X kind of thing. This is something that you see. So many factors will have to go into it for it to be something to be considered and something. I mean, from everybody involved, and for it to be something that you have that communication with all parties involved and you move forward. All in front like Pepper Island. You're right, Nick. You're right, Nicholas. But yeah, but family member. Oh, what if the person dates your family member? Oh wow. I, I, yeah.
uh, I don't even
I
know what to
would.
say to that.
Yeah, but the point
Okay,
I was trying to make. Go ahead. Go
a
ahead. Go ahead.
family member might be a bit more. You might have a little bit more leeway with a family member.
Depends on the family member. Mine. Same thing.
But
Depends on the connection.
it depends on the family member.
She's on there.
Yeah,
Come on. Even worse. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no,
Jackie,
no.
I see Jackie in the chat is a Noah. Welcome, Jackie. Good to see you again. Karma bus goes down full, but she does back up for you. There's Jennifer. Women are more inclined to because of mass. There are more women than there are men. Competition is real out there. Then we get to Steve's question that I'm still trying to figure out. Camille, good people over here, so I got to peek. Happy to have you. Even worse, you. I guess it's different because for me, once you're my ex, you're an ex for a reason. Once you become an ex, I don't really care what you do. So I don't feel like there's any need to ask me if it's all right to date that person. And ask for my girlfriend, I say, I haven't seen one yet with an ex that made me look twice. Ouch. Oh, snap. Family is another can of worms, as Nicholas. I got a question. We would all be saying these same things 50 years ago. So true, Omar, because as we get older, it's a little different. Again, when you cut out the people that you've already dated, then you've got people that just in your age bracket for whatever reason, whether it be maturity or your own set of rules, standards, code of ethics, whatever. Because at 40, you may not be comfortable dating somebody that's 19, 20. May
Oh,
not be
hell
anything
no.
particularly wrong with it from a legal standpoint, but you just may not be comfortable with it. You know what I mean?
Not me.
So, so immediately a guy like Neil, because Neil is not, Neil got a rule that is 10 years above, 6 years below, right? That's your rule, right, Neil?
No, that's not my
Or
rule,
used to be,
but to me, yeah, it used to be that. It used
right? If he
to be that.
applied Neil's rule, 10 years above, 6 years below, you're looking at from 34 to 50. That shrinks Neil's dating pool significantly. You know what I mean? So at some point you may have to do some cross referencing based if you use a formula like that, because it's like, sure, you're just running other people to date. You know what I mean? Family member says, Romel with the eyes, swag, welcome, Mark, my brother, good to see you. Steve is going to give us an explanation. People don't always disclose who they date, so you may date someone, horrible breakup, you part ways. Years later, you see them turn up a family function, then a family member. All right, yeah, I get it. But it depends on who the family member is.
That's the thing
If
too,
yeah,
because yeah,
if
you can
you
just and see if the family member was close to you, he would have done or she would have done say, yeah, cuz or whatever.
yeah,
Boom, boom.
yeah, it would be a little weird. Like, but okay, yeah, I have a brother. He came in. He was in here last week. Actually, I would have spoken to you off here about us having him as a guest on the podcast.
You still here? Still here?
Um, no, he's not in here tonight. He had a meeting.
No, I mean
Uh,
like he's still in Barbados.
no, he actually lives in New York. He deals with emergency management and stuff like that. So he does his own podcasting. So he would we could have a chat with him at some point. And that was on a totally different take. That's gonna be something particularly interesting. But he and I didn't grow up together. So imagine I turn up in New York to a family function, and his name is Omar too. Omar walks in with one of my exes. I can't be particularly upset. You know what I mean? Because shoot, we didn't grow up together. We are now trying to establish a relationship. So I mean, he would have known. Shoot, my ex might not have known, depending on
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
time in of our relationship. In terms of me finding out about him, and us, you know, it is within West Indies. We discover family all through our lives,
Very,
right? So
very late in the juggling. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
so for me, I discovered I have a younger brother not too long ago, and we are now trying our best to forge a relationship. He's into podcasting as well, so hopefully you will get to see him on here in a very near future. But aside from that, if he runs into an ex of mine, somebody I've been dating, say 10 years ago, he would have known that. My ex would not have known that that's my brother, because shoot, I didn't know that was my brother, so you couldn't tell him, I can tell her, you know what I mean? So they hook up, they hit it off. I can't be particularly upset about that. No, if it's something like, shoot, my ex getting out with my father now, I'm feeling a little funny.
That's
I'm feeling a little funny about that. And
mm,
considering knowing the dude my
mm.
father is, I hope he's not in the watching this live stream. But knowing the dude my father is, yeah, I would know how he would get down, even at his advanced age. And you know, if he decided to date my father, that's a little weird for me. Um,
Listen, if you can date, listen, for those who have dated me and know me, if one of the things that I is a kind of strange person, strange mind, if you date my father, God save you.
yeah, sure.
I ain't even,
Which,
I
yeah,
ain't even gonna. I sorry,
yeah.
because
What? So Steve is asking what's your stance? The family member may have been close, especially if it isn't a close family member. Tell you if not close, then how you could be vexed. Exactly. Even the filters on Time wants just run out of women in a given bracket. Okay, got you now eventually. If you are close, then they should know who they are, or we're dating. Exactly, Nika. If a person is close to you and they're within your circle, I mean, we as West Indians, we socialize
that's
a
like
lot.
my brother. That's like my brother. I have two brothers, right? One brother, I saw him. Well, I didn't see him, but he knows me all his life. My older brother is from my dad's side, and I probably saw him like a handful of times in my life. I'm not saying we have any ill will toward each other, whatever, but and if we were to interact, we cool, but it's not like he and I are close. Now, if my brother were to bring home a woman, like the brother that he doesn't live here anymore, but the one that grew up with me, my little brother, if he came home and brought a woman, like, yeah, boy, hey, see. And the thing
Yeah.
is, he because any significant relationship I have had, he has met that person. It's
Right.
yeah, bring him home.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So if he was to do that, I'd be like, yo, you're doing
Yeah.
some things, you're out of bounds here. That ain't on. That ain't cricket.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Girlfriend would be able to
shit,
bounce too.
and that girl, sheesh, I tell my brother. And furthermore, the last advice I would give to you as my younger brother, you gotta kick she to the curb,
Yes.
B.
See them run. See them run.
If she gonna know
Chad.
what it is, if she know what inside my bedroom look like, and then know what inside
Yeah.
your bedroom look like,
Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. Something's
yeah,
wrong with
right?
that. Chad is saying I've known a girl that had two brothers that lived in the same house. Now, that is another level of savagery right there.
That's zero mile woman.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Oh, fat boy.
Nicholas is saying I've inadvertently dated cousins and only found out through an IG post that they were related more than a year after. Sorry about that, Nick. Ouch.
Woo.
Natalia knows one who has children for two brothers.
You know that ain't right. I don't know who's listening to hip hop, but you know
I
that ain't right.
don't even know what to say to that. To be fair, says Camille, when you say X, I'm assuming it was deep and fall apart because of wickedness and friend is close, friend like fam. But if it's amicable, mature breakup, honestly, man. Ricardo Atticus dated sisters just don't work. I tried out with
Dwayne, hold on a minute, brother.
compose myself. Let me try that again. Dated sisters just don't work. I tried out with a Jamaican and it came back years later to haunt me. Derek boy, cut it out. Your brain significant. Not flowers, says Jennifer. Pearl says Nick.
Boy, you got.
Jannard has
Man,
arrived. Welcome, Jannard. Sorry, ain't no get him. What are the ramifications of your brother dating one of your exes? Lord of mercy.
I have.
Blair, you can't get
I have.
the two for special. Only one Chandler boy per household. Yeah,
Easily.
you would like to think
Yeah.
so.
So much so, right there. I want you to know I did it. So I was born Neil King. My original name on my birth certificate is Neil King. Then my mother, my father got married, changed my name to Hoyt. A few years ago, I was dating a girl. Her last name was King. I was like, hey, she ain't look bad and thing. Yo,
Where you
so
live?
before
You
anything
from?
happened, you just have the initial conversations, right? I was like, yo, who's your family? Where you come from?
Yeah.
Who take I
Give me the
mentioned family tree,
dossier.
boss.
Give me the dossier.
I remember a story when we were at UE. This man and this boy and this girl, this man and this woman were dating. Everything was going good, everything going fine. And it was like, so you doing this weekend? Man, I just got a little family something to go to. So okay, cool, man. Well, we'll check you on Monday back at school. And then I turn up at the family function, soul up, and the girl saying nobody my aunt. Like aunt. I ain't talking about great aunt, second aunt, pretend aunt. I'm talking about aunt. And the woman was like,
Oh,
and the man was like, hey, what you doing here? You here with somebody? You know somebody? So where? But he's like, let's say it's Martha, last boy or whatever. And Tony was like, so I guess we
nope.
done because
Yeah, as Jennifer is saying, you got to ask about family because being small too. Well, Mari had to be careful because who I talk to and where they live because I family I never know about. So family funerals, I go to no questions asked. Yep, check the family funeral. That's when you meet a lot. Sure. For instance, right? For example, I went to my grandmother's funeral, my father's mother. I went to her funeral in 2019. Right, that's the first time I ever laid eyes on my younger brother that I mentioned not too long ago, right? There's a guy that was the pastor at the church, right? Seventh-day Adventist Church of a Mile and a Quarter, right? He was the pastor of the church. I know this man, I want to say easily over 15 years. Easily over 15 years. Sing with this man and all kind of thing. Did not know this man's like a cousin of mine, too. Steps removed or something like that. And it was like, how small is Barbados? You know what I mean? So, as you say, Dave, let's call it Dave Omar, check out your family funeral. But let me bring this about home, right? Let me bring this about home. To the Bobby Womack, right? Let me get the Bobby Womack, right? Guys, ladies too, ladies and gentlemen, be really very careful about who you allow in your circle, right? Really, really be careful. Everybody that is in your circle doesn't want to see you win, right? They don't necessarily want to see you happy. They don't want to see you, come up in late. So really vet the people in your circle, because some people might just be hanging around for news, for entertainment, but they don't want. Yeah, they don't really want to see you be happy because they themselves probably aren't happy or whatever, right? So Bobby Womack's story, right? Bobby Womack, right, might be the coldest dude to ever walk planet Earth, right? Sam Cooke, the legendary Sam Cooke. Darling, you send me that Sam Cooke, right? A change is gonna come, Sam Cooke. He died, right? He died. Bobby Womack, who was supposed to be Sam Cooke's friend, turned up to Sam Cooke's funeral in Sam Cooke's car with Sam Cooke's wife in Sam Cooke's suit. Good. Then he later married her, right? And to put as I said, the bad the terrible cake, he cheated on her with Sam Cooke's daughter. Now, for some reason, Sam Cooke would have had Bobby Womack in his orbit. You know what I mean?
Done meet the wife, done meet the daughter.
Yeah. And not knowing that all the while.
So the mama would say, yo, you look clean, Sam.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Clean, Sam.
Sam, that suit banging. All this while, Bobby like calculating how I can get this my wife. How I can get this my wife. And in the meantime, saying, your wife, your life looking pretty nice, but your daughter ain't look bad either, you know what I mean? So you really, guys, I get very particular about who is in your circle, who you introduce your significant other to.
Right? Because you sure he killed Sam Cooke?
He probably did. The way he was going on, he probably did. You know what I mean? So you gotta be very, very particular. It's hard to say, this body's my homie, this is my home dog, or whatever. This is my dude. But there had to be some kind of warning signs a long time didn't see. And he was just like, yeah, Bobby cool. Bobby's my guy. Yeah, Bobby laying at your wife and your daughter.
And your car, your suit.
Your car, your clothes, you know what I mean?
Everything.
So he literally took over the man's life. Because, let me be real, if you could wear the man's suit
his funeral, yo, that's so rough.
There ain't nothing that Bobby ain't do. Bobby ain't doing in Sam Cooke house. No. You know what I mean? So it's like we talk about friend and your ex and how close his body was, but you really gotta be careful the people that you have in your circle who you leave around your significant other, because it's hard to say I trust my partner. It's hard to trust your partner, but believe you me, I saw somebody put it in the comment section on the original Facebook post. a lot of fellas are literally just waiting for you to mess up so they can step in and replace you, right?
Uh, your
And
friends. That mean friends. If they're
them is
waiting for you to
friends.
mess up or waiting for you to fall, that minute.
You know what I mean? Doug Williams, a comedian named Doug Williams, he did this whole skit. We said that a relationship is like football. You are the quarterback, and you as a man, the quarterback, the woman is the head coach. But she always got like the backup quarterback for the bench, saying like, see he messing up these players, see he fumbling this player here, so well like he don't throw it out ball there just now. And then she assistant coach, this is the girlfriends on the side saying, yeah, he ain't running this
Yeah.
player correct. You know,
In it.
he ain't doing this here, he missed this particular route. So you gotta be really careful who is in your orbit, who's in your significant other's orbit, because as Neil said, if you got people that are just waiting for you to mess up so they can take your place, them are your friends. Them are your friends, them parasites, barnacles even. You know what I mean? Let me check back each
My
other.
weird man. Imagine there, you wear a suit, you wear the mask suit. Though you know when somebody has died, you gotta look through their wardrobe to choose a suit. That may very well have been one of the suits that was considered. That when I read about that a few years ago, I watched it in a documentary and couldn't believe it.
All right, it may be missing some here. So the first thing I got here is a main truth that is sad. So that's from Jennifer Young. What you got there?
Where are we going? We're going from where? Honestly, man, that's Dwayne talking about dating his sisters. Sorry, no come. You have to be small. You read that. You read that. I guess from here is Omar. I had to be careful who I talked to. This is Omar, yeah. I
Yeah.
had to be careful who I talked to, where they lived because I had family that I never knew about. So family funerals, I go to, no questions asked. Dion, who is your family? Is a standard quest, standard. Pain, belly bubbling like soup. Yes, Blair. Nick responded to Dion even without last name's part. You from the fact. Matter of fact, if I don't meet you right, this is what he's doing. People feel like it's weird, which I feel people weird for not doing. If I meet a woman, hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Okay, cool. I game upon the database, name Facebook. And I Google
Yep.
your name. I get to Facebook. I get your Instagram.
Let
I
me
want
get
to know who
my,
he
my
is.
investigation on.
If I go on, I see my cousin standing next to you kissing her, talking about my bear, nah, out of bones. Dion, I met a cousin at secondary school who thought I made up the story of us being cousins because I wasn't interested in him. Dion, you would do that though. But hilarious still. Hilarious still. Jennifer too small. Nicholas, I heard I have a sister, but no. But my father took the information to his grave with him. DNA test for everybody know. That kind of roughing it.
Wow.
Dwayne, carry your girlfriend to your grandparents. Trust me. Or as said before, Dwayne, if I'm serious about you, you're gonna come. You at least know my mother and my brother look like for sure. Um, Dion what? No, sorry. This is Natalia responded. Dion what? Yeah. Amen. Truth. That is sad. That Jennifer got to pass the granny test. Facts. Miss my granny so much for that. Girl, I'll tell you that offline. No, Dion, come out things. No, Dion, come out things.
Should have
No,
all
Dion,
talked
come
over
out
me earlier.
things. Come out things. Right. Carry on thought he thinks Derek. Preach, pastor, preach. People too bad mind as Omar. Correct. Some people in your circle purely to monitor your progress to hinder it later. That's right,
Yeah.
Steve. Nick agree with Steve exactly. Maya Ray. Bobby is a different level of man.
Different. The man is
Different.
savage.
Savage. Tonya, there you call that the nail in the coffin. Fact. Well, you know, I waiting as to the Sal was down by the river in a little cave.
Down the river in a little tent.
You kill Sal. I gotta read out again. That's hilarious. They are no. Bobby was also underage at the time and had to wait till he was 21 to marry.
Well, man,
The man,
quite young. Very young.
yeah. Yeah. Blair, I was here saying to Ray, Nika, or stand by yourself, no one to introduce to no one. The ultimate pre-rough, you dread. That's right, Blair. Bobby's a savage. That's right, Nick. Omar, there you got to put a boycott on Bobby music. No, after that, nah, boy, Omar, boy. That made me went straight to the internet to see what the man was really about. The man's a
Bobby,
savage, though.
Bobby actually has a song name. I wish he didn't trust me so much. Fact. Look for it later. Fact. Fact. I wish he didn't trust me so much. Bobby Womack. Yeah, man. Jennifer says with me too. Janari sub up that quarterback. You mean the man put it down squeezy on the floor to make you slip up? Yeah, Janard. Kerry said some of those so-called assistant coaches waiting for you to trade the quarterback and pull for their own team. Crosses on both sides. People sneaky, yeah. Jennifer, I'm going to be 48 next week, and my circle is much smaller now because quality and not quantity, because not everyone has best interests at heart. Blair says you got to pull the files, Chief. Yeah.
You got to pull the files. Jennifer is an airport more, Jen.
It's truly. Let me come back. There's a top right. Nika saying or stand by yourself. No one to introduce to no one. Yeah, that's the safest way to go. But I don't think we design like that, Nika. We are social. We social. Females in particular. Yeah, they're that's why women's getting back from the groups. You know, Lord knows what his gap in there. But because it's just social like that. Maybe we don't do that, but it's just I don't know if it. You're on this earth to kind of like. And I said this last week. I had a little rant at the end of last week's show, but you know, the nights be cold, right? It's kite season. It's so windy. Well, not right now. It's a little hot, but you know, it's a little warm. But still, you know, everybody likes to know that they got somebody that can say, "Man, come on, get so and so, man. Let me sit down here and watch this little movie. Man, I can't believe we get down here so let me get Pink Star and get 2 liver cutters.
You know, watch this movie."
Yeah, let me go in at they ain't got the globe no more, so we go in the Olympus and watch a picture and eat a big popcorn together. We tend to want to be social. That's how we are, and I don't want, for fear of whatever, that we decide that we don't want to be social, but we try to go against our very nature to be so isolated. Again, we quote my man Choco, no man is an island. So we are supposed to socialize. We are supposed to interact with each other, and we are supposed to interact men with women. For anybody to my nigga, come on, behave. Nigga says bite and comforter. Oh Lord have mercy. Go to the bathroom together as protection. Ramel is saying Bobby got gangster read over. Sometimes you don't even need to do research. Be seen 2 times the same person files will always come. That is a fact. Beyond someone has to hold my bag. Oh dear.
Listen, Carry On. I see Carry On making mention of Nika. I want you to know, Nika has not changed as well in all of the years she went to school with us. Well, we all went to school together. And Nika has always been a bit of a savage. So, well, you count that in a hot water bottle, man.
Yeah, right above that, Ricardo says it was one guy put it, Nika. I don't think that man should sleep alone as a Ray Parker Jr. I don't think that man should sleep alone. I don't think it's fair. Do you, baby? Yeah, Ray Parker Jr. You can Google that tune too. Steve says IG/TikTok keeping people warm at night. All over the socializing, social distancing in these times, yeah. But that's exactly the point, Dave. Because we are so social human beings, that's why we can't obey protocols. We can't stay at home. We run out going to the beach. Like we never see seawater yet. You know what I mean? We don't put the beach in droves. Like we never get to see DC before. People that ain't DC in 40 years, 5 years, they ain't DC me a year. All of a sudden, DC is part of their routine. They can't do without it, you know what I mean? Because we social and we feel the need to get out there and interact with people. And I really don't want that because you're fearful of getting burned or you're fearful of.
Just real quick, Nicholas said he gonna run. Nick, thanks for coming through. Nice seeing you. I hope everything is safe and well, brother. We will catch up. Remember, every
Yeah,
Tuesdays and Thursdays we're here, so just come through.
yeah, man. Um, yeah, I told you, Ramel. I wish you didn't trust me so much. The lyrics,
Nick,
yeah,
Nick,
but
Nick, when I say you're a savage, I don't mean it in a bad way, but my memories of you, I can even picture you right now in the tune. You are very straight. You are a very straightforward person.
yeah, she is our year's version of Natalia in the following year. Shoot, very, very, very straight.
You're straight, straight,
Um,
straight.
so yeah, that's what Neil means by savage. But yeah, people, you got to be. We are supposed to interact. We are supposed to seek companionship. You know what I mean? Somebody was in the chat last week and said, "Shoot, I ain't got the time to be pretending I don't want nobody. You know, I looking for a partner and I but ready to get a partner. You know what I mean?" And I found that mature. I found that I appreciated the honesty because we tend to fall into the whole I'm a strong independent woman and woman hear me roar kind of thing, and or females don't want to admit that they would like male companionship. So it's good when people can be, you know, honest and open, and that's why we're here, folks, to have these open discussions, these unsexy conversations. We come every week, we have a good time, we have a little laugh every now and again, but it's also very open conversation, very unfiltered for the most part. We share our Neil and I, we share our stories with you, or you share your anecdotes with us. So it is as honest as you can get. We are happy, so happy tonight. We cracked 30, I think. So Neil, um,
Yep.
and we had 210 comments. We really appreciate we building up a little bit of a community. So we are happy about that. We are also glad to see you. I'm really hoping that we are able to kind of bring the divide a little closer, kind of mend the divide a little bit as we go forward through these discussions. Bring your friends, tell your friends, share these discussions with your friends. Um, and I'll tell you this, if you got people that you know vexed and bitter and miserable and stuck in their particular way of thinking and don't want to appreciate things from both sides, you don't gotta tell them, you gotta share it with them. You know what I mean? Um, you can left them with them is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
remember, the nights does be cold. The nights does be cold. You understand? And as much as my girl Nick can talk about comfort and a water bottle, you can't carry them out.
And not only that, but they can't warm you like how a body does warm you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
understand, catch my
And,
drift.
and
So
I mean, you might got your battery operated frames and stuff like that, but it really ain't
your
the same
Bluetooth
thing.
devices.
Yeah, they ain't gonna talk back. Yeah, they're not gonna have a conversation with you. So Jennifer's asking, how do you date in COVID times? And I would say it because shoot, you can't dine in and stuff like that like you would like to, and then you gotta be home by 9. So that would definitely be a challenge. But I think it's forcing us to be a little bit more creative in how we think of dating and stuff like
chat,
that.
video chat,
Yeah, so
video
let me.
chat.
Yeah, you could do the whole Zoom thing, the Skype thing. Um, so what I'll give everybody a free dating, a free date. So shoot, you can check my girl Glory Boxes Road, buy a food, buy a fish. You can buy some fish down there. and pack up that food. Sure, you could buy some bing dings, some tenders, whatever. And if you really want to get fancy, get you a little cooler, right? Put some ice in it, and you can make your ice at home, Dre. Put your ice in it. Get a bottle of wine, put in it. 2 plastic glasses or whatever. Pick she up after the work done, because work done early now. So pick her up. Because shoot, they no more dinner dates. We deal with evening supper kind of dates. A little something to eat. Bottle of wine. You go eat country or somewhere, sit down by the beach, watch the sunset a little bit. And then break from home, so you get she home by maybe say 8 o'clock, 8:15, so you could get home by 9 o'clock. Then basically you can get in 45 minutes. So yeah, that's one cheap way to do it. Shoot, you can set up a little picnic in your living room. And then break for home by 8:30. So you get 2 for 1 there, guys.
Movies online, you can, like, for example, with Skype, you can download a movie and share it with the person that you're watching with, or you can share the file with them and both y'all sync up and watch it together. Like there are a lot of things you can do, but I would say these times though, video chats, and yeah, I mean everybody kind of got their own dating tips here. She's all right. That's what I was wondering.
Cool, but you don't want the stress as Omar.
Love.
People fight all this love. Niggas having a conversation, but they're not answering. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dion is saying she doesn't know what she never did early dinners before. Steve by 2, drop off her Zoom. So no kissing, ask Jennifer. No, Jennifer.
Never
no
said
kissing.
nothing.
Unless you said it in
I mean,
but for the kissing, Jennifer, you may go and lower your mask. Just saying. For it to be truly effective. See people dating and carrying on with these tips they're giving. DR COVID status. I feel like we would have to get to know them and how they feel about sanitizing, etc., to see if I'm comfortable meeting them in person. Of course, for me, I have a healthy, unhealthy paranoia. So I spray everything. I walk with my spray bottle. I spray everything. That's me. So if you don't want to get sprayed, we probably ain't gonna go, because it's like, yeah, I can't do it. Natalia, I can't pelt your legs over a water bottle at 2:37 anymore. It done me too, Dion.
And amen.
I think the ladies need physical distancing. Women want loving on them dates. If you leave your guys and see, yeah, Janari, you can get some loving. We can get some loving. We can work it out. As Dion said, we got to work past that initial part first, in terms of willing to doing the sanitizing. I would suggest that you talk to anybody over the whole Zoom Skype thing first. Let the 14 days elapse, and maybe if you're seeing a cough and a splattering like that, you're like, all right, I guess you might be all right, or you might be asymptomatic, or whatever. Or you can just get somebody to get our COVID test, and you could go from there. You know what I mean? But at this point, Steve, that boy would never tell me that I want to hear at 2:37 a.m. Not in a million years. So true, Natalia. So true. So yeah, I gave you a couple free dating suggestions. So I guess you guys could check that out. You can use those to your advantage. I won't charge you, however, if you feel free, you want to send some funds my way for the suggestion.
You gotta tell them play some G Syndicate music on the dates.
It's true. Play a song for G Syndicate to kind of nice at the date a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, Neil, we run over.
We had an hour and 50 something minutes. So, you want to give? No, we're gonna be back here on Thursday. We got any idea what we talking about Thursday? What you want to talk on Thursday?
Thursday. Let me dive into my little bag of topics.
My man doing his first day at polyclinic for a COVID test.
That is so true. Uh, I think we could talk because it gave you a suggestion and
Yeah, he has some pretty good suggestions. But just for the transparency of the people, we can.
yeah, So I'm thinking, let me talk about sex on Thursday.
Ah, that one. Yes, sir.
We talk about
Yes,
sex
sir.
on
Yes, sir.
Thursday a little
Yes,
bit.
sir.
Hey, Renee
A little
Rollins
bit.
Taylor is in the chat. Welcome, Renee. Happy to see you as always. Um, let me see. Yeah, Nika says songs lovely, Derek. Thank you, Nika. Nika said I could play that
Okay,
music
holy
anytime
shit up.
for myself to Lord have mercy, Nika.
There's a bean.
Nika, Lord, Nika,
Unshakable.
Nika, give it up, boy. But yeah, so on Thursday we can talk a little bit about sex and given everybody
That's
talking
gonna
about people talking about dating and stuff within COVID times, so that should be pretty interesting.
yeah,
I'm not going to give you the
a bit. I
conversation
love
pushing
that
this a
one.
little bit heavy. Um, I'm not going to give you the title here now. What I will do is encourage you guys to check back here on the Senate podcast page. We'll put the topic there for you. You get it first before we put it on Facebook. We'll do that for you guys within here. Welcome, Young Tricks. We'll put it here first. We can start the talk here, the conversation here, and then we can really look forward to having the discussion about it on Thursday night at 8. Again, like the page, share the page, get your friends to come out and check it out. Again, we're building a little bit of a community. We're getting the talk out there. We're getting the discussion going. That man-woman discussion that there needs to happen. I find too many people that just content being angry, content being verbal and upset. And
In the way.
if they were
Men,
like,
men, men, men in the good and women in the
yeah,
good, and
it's a little too much of that to bridge the divide a little bit. So we gonna have a little talk about it. We talking all this stuff. We bringing our opinions. You bringing your opinions, and that's all it's about. Sharing those opinions, getting those opinions out there. We got all intelligent people here. I ain't seen the idiots pass through this chat yet. So we can have we got the latest chat room. I think Neil on
yeah, for
Facebook
sure.
and stuff right now. So yeah, I think we can have a discussion. You know what I mean? And yeah, I won't put it out there yet.
I can't
I
wait. I can't wait.
we
Because this
just
something.
going back.
This topic, I actually remember being at a lame and I made jokes of it because people know me now that I try to be a very jovial person, a funny person. Yeah, I got some things. Yeah, we can left off for that, but yeah, that's gonna be an interesting topic. No, thank you everybody for joining. As Derek said, like, follow, share. We really do appreciate you guys tuning in with us, sitting with us, discussing with us. We're trying to get to the bottom of life just like everybody else. As I made mention to somebody on Sunday, I wish life came with a book where you could read it, you could open it and say, okay, I know what to do now. This is how you navigate life. But unfortunately, we all got to figure out the same way together. So nobody don't know. So thank you very much for joining us. We have been the Senate. There's a phrase to exit by every Tuesday and Thursday. So Derek, appeal to the people again one more
Yes,
time.
guys, be the best version of you for you. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Good night, everybody. Take care and be safe.
Deuces.